This might just be the best budget tablet a student can get. With schools and universities starting again next month, a lot of students are going to be turning towards getting their first or a new tablet of some kind, specifically something that has pen and keyboard support so that they can take their notes. I recently did a video on the top budget tablets you can get in 2025, but the honortab 10 is a new contender that wasn't out at that time, but with everything going for it, I couldn't not choose this as my budget tablet of choice. Before we get into it, the honortab 10 is available in Europe, Africa, Middle East, and I think South America. Not yet available in North America, but I'm sure there'll be ways to get it imported across if we're really that interested. But for the rest of us in the world, we're quite lucky to be able to buy this. But the great thing about it is that it only costs £300 at its retail price. And actually, you can get it for a little bit less because they're doing like a student discount offer. As well as the discount offer, they also throw in a Bluetooth keyboard and a stylus for absolutely free. So if it is a time to buy a budget tablet before your school or university starts, this is the time. So let's grab our trusty little knife and unbox it. This is just an unboxing video. The full review will come later after I've actually played around with it and used it, and so I can actually give you guys a proper review. But today we'll just set it up, turn it on, and see how it works with its accessories. Now I think when you're getting a tablet, especially one where you're connecting your keyboard, it has to be a pretty decent size. So this is actually a 12.1 inch tablet, which is quite large actually. But we'll talk about the screen and its quality and its other features in a moment. So let's just unbox the wrapper. Okay, well, I wanted that to be satisfying, but it wasn't. Now, immediately I can tell this tablet is super light. It only weighs, I think, just over 500 grams. We'll put it in pounds for the Americans. And it's also really, really thin as well at just 6.29 millimeters. So super thin. So as you can see, you've got four stereo speakers, USB-C, which is the industry standard now, which is good to see, and you've got these, well, pretending to look like two dual cameras, but clearly that's one real one there and another fake one just underneath it, so we'll figure out what that is. Probably nothing, to be honest. I did just quickly check. Its front camera is an 8 megapixel camera and its back camera is also an 8 megapixel camera, so it would have been nice if it was a bit higher resolution, but no one really takes pictures with a tablet except for scanning purposes. And this, well, it doesn't mention any other camera at the back, so I'm pretty sure it is fake. Now let's power this on. In the meantime, we'll look at the accessories in the box. So you've got the box in the middle, and this is, I'm assuming, just a cable. There's no power brick with this, it's just a cable and some paperwork. So you've got this nice white cable, USB-A to USB-C. I mean, I prefer it to be USB-C to USB-C, but this is okay. Now, just to double check that we're not missing anything in the box. No, these are all empty spaces, so we can get rid of that. Just before we actually look at the tablet, let's open up the Bluetooth keyboard. Again, this is free with the tablet. Unlike the keyboards that you can get, for example, with the Samsung Galaxy Tabs, those aren't Bluetooth. They kind of like magnetically connect and have pins that connect to the tablet, so they can work without their own battery source and without having to charge them up. The annoying thing about this is that, I don't know how long the battery lasts, but you will eventually have to charge it up because it is Bluetooth. But I guess the benefit is you could use it for other devices as well. Now, as you can see, it's like a folio kind of case. It's got some keyboard with pretty decent travel, actually, and this hinge here. So you've got one viewpoint at this angle. You can't really view anything else. And we'll also unbox the pen before we look at it all together. Oh, I think it comes with a case. So that's the pen. It's pretty light. Definitely lighter than an Apple Pencil, but I like the design. It's very comfortable to hold. It's got an Apple Pencil type kind of nib here, and I think it actually has a spare one with it as well. However, the first thing I've noticed is that actually, unlike an Apple Pencil and the Samsung pens, this one's charges by USB-C, which means that obviously this is not going to be magnetic and chargeable on the actual tablet. Which now makes sense why they've given us a sleeve for the pen. So this pen slots into here, has a nice snug fit, and on the other side you've got this 3M tape, which I guess you could, if you really wanted to, stick to the back of the keyboard cover. Does ruin the aesthetic a little bit, but at least it keeps your pen safe. What I do wish is that if they were going to do that, make these two the same color at least, because now this just stands out like a sore thumb. Alright, so this is a LCD panel, so it's not AMOLED, but it's actually a very good quality LCD panel. It's got quite a high resolution at 2.5K. It gets decently bright and it's got some quite rich colors. You can see it's got saturations quite high as well. It's a HDR display as well. It's also running 120Hz variable refresh rate as well, so it's pretty good display qualities, apart from the fact that it's LCD and not AMOLED. So whenever you get to like dark blacks, like in here, the blacks don't appear as black. I mean, they might appear black on your screen, but in real life they kind of faintly glow a navy color. So you can't get as good as an AMOLED display, but it is a pretty high resolution, pretty good quality. To be honest, now that we've got a video up, we might as well test the sound. At max volume, I mean, it sounds clear, but it's definitely not as loud as I would want it to be. I mean, if there's any background noise or sound going on in the background, this might not be loud enough. Obviously that's easily fixable with a pair of headphones, but given it has 4 speakers, I think it could be a bit louder. Obviously, when you get a tablet, one of the main things, especially when you want it to last, is the processing power. So this is running the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3. This is a newer mid-range Snapdragon processor. I'll show you the Geekbench scores, but obviously when it comes to the actual review, we will look at the processing power, we'll look at its multitasking abilities, we will look at gaming. In the meantime, I'm just going to try and open a bunch of apps, see how it actually fares. And as you can see, yeah, you know, it switches between them pretty easily. You can actually slide through the apps like this, which is quite cool. There are definitely some software features that I'm not used to seeing, but it's easily adaptable. Now the battery size of this is quite large. In fact, it's got a 10,100 milliamp battery, which is pretty good because the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Plus, which is roughly the same size, in fact that's actually a little bit bigger than this, has a 10,090 milliamp hour battery, so slightly larger battery in this smaller model. I mean, I've only just powered it on, so it's not able to properly optimize and give me reliable estimations, but it's giving me nearly 3 days worth of battery life in its estimations. But when we do the full review, we'll properly look at that. Now, it does only come in this grey color, unfortunately, so if you're a fan of black or gold or pink or blue or any other color really, you're out of luck. But I guess if you're going to choose one color, a gunmetal grey is a safe option to go through. So let's have a look at the keyboard case. So it snaps in like that. That's the whole profile there. So still quite thin, and actually you've got your own power button for the Bluetooth keyboard and its own USB-C port to charge it as well. Now it's a smart folio case, so when you open it, it automatically powers on the device, or turns the screen on at least. There's no trackpad here, so you're still stuck with using your fingers. If you really wanted to, you can connect a Bluetooth mouse. So here you've got this mouse, and actually it kind of does something similar to the iPad, where it doesn't give you a typical mouse symbol. It's this dot basically that moves across the screen. I mean, you don't have to do that, it's just an option. You can keep using your hands, and the main thing here is that actually you can document things. So there is Honor Docs, but we're not going to fully review this yet, so we'll open up a new doc. How are you? This is of the Honor Tab 10. I'll be honest with you, super easy to type on. The size of the tablet is really important when you're choosing a keyboard. If you look at like my Tab S6, which is a few years old now, the size difference of the keyboard is massive. Although this does come with a trackpad, but it was super cramped to type on and not that comfortable to use. So to be honest, I never really used the keyboard because of it. Again, we're not going to go into all of the features of the keyboard. We'll test out some of the shortcodes in the full review, whether you can use certain functions like you would on a Windows or a MacBook. But for now, it's good to know that actually it's got a nice functioning keyboard, and obviously that also functions as a stand too. However, as well as typing up notes, a lot of students and professionals are going to want to write. And like I said, currently there is the student offer to you can get a free pen and the keyboard with it. So with the pen, we can open up the note-taking app that's already built in, but obviously there's a plethora of other note-taking apps as well. And if we want, we can put it in this portrait mode. The pen, super responsive, and in fact I can't really see any noticeable lag between the tip of the pen and the ink, which is probably because of the high refresh rate of the actual display. It's obviously not going to be as advanced as the Apple Pencil. In the full review, we'll find out whether it has pressure support, tilt support, but for making notes, it doesn't seem too bad. There's obviously a button here for some sort of features, but again, all will be included in the full review. Only downside, like I mentioned, was nowhere to store it, and that you have to charge it by a USB-C. I would like to point out one more thing though, is that unlike Samsung Galaxy Tabs that have something called DeX mode, which lets you kind of convert this tablet form factor into something that's more traditionally PC based, so it changes the layout and it changes the way apps open, and Honor, from what I can see at least, doesn't have that same feature, so the software doesn't change when you connect it to a keyboard like this. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This was just a quick unboxing and initial review of the honortab 10. Probably one of the best budget tablets you can get for students and professionals if you don't want to spend a fortune. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, and you won't miss the full review of this tablet. Until then, I'll see you in the next TK Tech video.